have another unboxing. This time we have our guitar kit, the VW041. This is kind of a unique guitar kit in that it has 7 strings, set up for a 7-string configuration. So I'll walk through what comes in this kit, what you can expect if you decide to order one. Start off with the body. This is an alder body. Everything's pre-cut, pre-routed. We have a little bit of a heel here for the armrest, double cutaway style. It's set up for 2 7-string humbuckers and a double locking bridge setup. Switch and volume, and that's all the controls on this guitar. It's a little bit more sparse on the control side of things. The neck is a maple neck set up for 7 strings in line, and we have our double locking the nut for the locking nut. It's a 24 fret setup with a rosewood fretboard. The frets are all pre-dressed and leveled, and everything is nice and smooth and ready to go out of the box. It's a bolt-on style neck, and each neck that we sell is numbered with the guitar body. They're matched at the factory for a good snug fit. And as you can see, this one, for a bolt-on, no bolts in it yet, and it's already holding itself nice and snug. So we can get things a little more square in there, but it's gonna have a good fit right out of the box. If we move on to the hardware, we have our back cover plate. We have an output cable and several Allen keys, 3 of them. One for the truss rod, the dual action truss rod that's pre-installed in the neck, and then a couple more for the nut and the bridge setup. We also have our tremolo arm is in here as well for the bridge. We have our 2 7-string humbuckers. Here's our generic, no brand name, double locking bridge setup. It might look like a familiar setup, but it is not a name brand. As we continue, we have a set of strings you can use for setup, a couple more back plates for the switch and the volume pot, some wire for our connections, a 3-way switch. We have our tuners, our 7 inline tuners. It's a mini button style tuner to fit all 7 in line. And we have our volume knob. If I can get this bag open, I'll do it that way. That'll be easier. Output jack on an oval, a black oval plate. And then in our screw kit here, we have our bridge springs, tuner bushings and washers, our bolts for our neck, along with the bushings for the neck bolts, because it doesn't have a plate style. It just has the 4 individual bushings. Screws for our back plates and our pickups, strap knobs, truss rod cover. We have our volume pot, our set screws for our nut and clamps for the nut, and the bridge claw and screws, and 2 posts for the pivot for the front of the bridge. And that's everything that comes in this kit. If you're looking for a 7-string setup and want something a little bit unique, a little bit might give you some more versatility for depending on the music that you play, this would be a great kit for you. I'd consider this an intermediate level kit. The bolt-on net makes it simple. You do have all the wiring connections to make, and the bridge setup can be a little intimidating for the first time. It's a different skill than setting up other bridges, but of course anybody can learn to do it. And again, this is the kit, the 7-string guitar kit VW041, available from Vibeworks Guitars.